All right. It is Sunday, December 1st, 2019. The 1st of December. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving week, with the travel and visiting family and eating delicious food and being thankful for everything. Thank God for everything, man. So much to be thankful for. All right, let's start. Trump administration proposals could cause millions to lose food stamps. SNAP is related to hunger and getting people the nutrition they need. One food bank representative said food shouldn't be a luxury. Three proposed rule changes by the Trump administration could cause millions of poor people to lose access to food stamps and decrease the size of the benefits for millions more. A new study has found over the past year the Department of Agriculture proposed three changes to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP or food stamps. The new rules create stricter work requirements for program eligibility, cap deductions from utility allowances, and reform the way 40 states automatically enroll families into SNAP when they receive other forms of federal aid. A study of the Urban Institute released this week examined the three rules in combination for the first time and found that 3.7 million fewer people will receive SNAP in an average month. 2.2 million households will see their average month benefits drop by $127, and more than 3 million others would see an average drop of $37 per month, and 982,000 students would lose access to free or reduced lunches. What we found is that overall, the three proposed changes will reduce the number of households participating in SNAP by about 11% if this was supplemented in 2018, says Laura Wheaton, a senior fellow at the Urban Institute who conducted the study. It's about 9.4% reduction in the number of people participating and about 8% reduction in overall benefits. So all these people are going to be possibly losing a lot of food and help. You never know, the people with disability, people who are elderly, they're going to be suffering even more. Even college students who need help. It's not a good look. All right, next. Singapore just used its fake news laws, critics say. It's just what they feared. So pretty much, Singapore just showed the world how it plans to use a controversial new law to tackle what it deems fake news. The critics say it's just what they expected would happen. The government took action this week in two Facebook posts it proclaimed contained false statements of fact. The first use of the law since it took effect last month. Once often One offending item was a Facebook post by an opposition politician that questioned the governance of the city-state's sovereign wealth funds and some of the investment decisions. The other post was published by an Australian-based blog that claimed that police had arrested a whistleblower who exposed a political candidate's religious affiliations. In both cases, Singapore officials ordered the cause to include the government's rebuttal. At the top of their post, the government announcements were accompanied by screenshots of their original post with the word false stamped in giant letters across them, as you see here, this giant false stamp. A screenshot of the Singapore government statement refuting the Facebook post by Brad Bauer. When introducing the Protection from Online Falsehoods and Manipulation Act earlier this year, the Singaporean government said it was necessary to stop dangerous disinformation and hateful content. Critics said it would lead to increased censorship and officials' overreach in a country where freedom of expression is already under pressure. This week's event suggests those fears may be justified. This is the start of a downward slide for what little remains of political and press freedom in Singapore, said Philip Robertson, Deputy Asia Director of Human Rights Watch. So they're going through that, going through the censoring of articles, whether it's fake or not. It might impede in free speech and who knows what else. What else it could lead. It's a slippery slope. Alright, next. Flu season takes off quickly in deep south states. The most recently weekly flu report from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention finds the high levels of flu-like illness in Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Nevada, South Carolina, and Texas. The highest levels in the report of the week ended in November 16 was in Mississippi. Doctors in the Magnolia State say they've already seen lots of patients. Dr. Darren Scoggin of Children's Medical Group in Jackson tells that travel and family gatherings can help contribute to the flu's spreading. CDC officials said it's not too late to get vaccinated. They say the flu vaccine is the best way to prevent flu and its complications. So far in the 2019-2020 flu season, the CDC has reported 4 flu-associated deaths among children. So the flu is up in those states again: Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Nevada, South Carolina, Texas, and parts of Mississippi. So please be aware of that. Have enough flu medicine. Have plenty of vitamin C. Pretty much just take care of yourselves out there, guys. Flu season is winding up. Alright, next. White House lockdown could have been triggered by a flock of birds or weather balloon. This seems suspicious to me. Could it have been a UFO? Who knows? Who knows, man? Upon further investigation, we found there was no aircraft. A spokesperson for NORAD said of Tuesday's violation of Washington, D.C. airspace. A White House and a U.S. Capitol were put on temporary lockdown following an airspace violation in Washington, D.C., according to law enforcement sources. The lockdown began shortly before 8:30 a.m. and was lifted at about 9:12 a.m. according to the Capitol Police. The Secret Service said in a statement that the brief lockdown was due to a potential violation of the restricted airspace in the National Capital Region. The North American Airspace Defense Command said the aircraft is not considered hostile at this time, but later clarified upon further investigation we found there was no aircraft. So that's pretty weird that they declared whatever aircraft was not hostile and then there was no aircraft at all. That sounds like a cover-up. Alright, a spokesperson for NORAD said in a statement later Tuesday that the object could have been a flock of birds or a weather balloon. The event was resolved without incident, the spokesperson said. The north lawn of the White House was temporarily cleared earlier Tuesday as the incident was investigated. So that's iffy. Possibility of weather balloon mentioned. That just brings alarm bells to me. Alright, next. The U.S. birth rate falls for 4th year in a row. The good news, fewer teens are having babies. The bad news, we're not having enough babies to replenish the population. A final tally of babies born in the U.S. last year confirms that the birth rate fell again in 2018, reaching the lowest level in more than 3 decades. The report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's National Center for Health Statistics finds there were 3,791,712 births registered in the U.S. in 2018, down 2% from 2017. A closer look at the data suggests that Americans are not having enough babies to sustain the population. The total fertility rate for 2018 was 1,729.5 births per 1,000 women, aged 15 to 44. The fertility rate refers to how many children women have overall. Birth rate refers to how many children women have in a single year. But in order for the nation to reproduce its population and remain stable, the CDC says there would need to be 2,100 births per 1,000 women. That means each woman needs to have at least 2 babies to replace fathers and mothers, as well as account for extra deaths. So, that's pretty interesting that the U.S. birth rate falls 4th year in a row, that there's we're not having enough babies to replenish our population. That reminds me of Japan. They are having also that issue. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Hit like and subscribe for more news and more updates and more weather updates. So see you guys next time. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there. Also, remember, I have a sponsor, Dave's Empire 1981, in the description below. Check out his shop. He's got awesome items for sale. He sells shoes and hats with art on it. Any type of art, he'll make it for you. Check him out. Alright, see you guys next time. God bless.